Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is my first ever video regarding all my travel series. This is my first international trip to Thailand, which was a 11-day long trip including Bangkok, Phuket, Phi Phi and Krabi. I'll be telling you all the required details with which you can plan your itinerary, plan your budget, all the details. So let's get into the video. We have international airports in Bangkok, Krabi, Phuket as well. So we planned from Bangalore to Bangkok and we returned from Phuket to Bangalore, which was like a round trip and which made sense. And we flew from, in even domestic, we have taken a flight. From here, from Bangalore to Bangkok, it costed us around 9,500. And then from Phuket to Bangalore it costed us around 15,000, which was a little pricey, but it depends on the days. And then in the domestic flight we took one flight which was from Bangkok to Krabi, which was around 2,800. And if you plan your days a little priorly, you'll have cheaper flights, as you know. We took the SIM card in the airport itself, which costed us around 799 Thai baht, which was unlimited for 15 days. You can also purchase it in the local stores nearby where you stay. It'll still, I heard it costs you cheaper. The connectivity of Thailand, Bangkok is actually really good. The metro is great, the buses are great, they are the cheapest way of transport which you can find. Apart from it, if you still want to have a cab or a Rapido bike kind of a thing, I would ask you to download Grab. They have Grab bikes and also Grab cabs, which is gonna cost you around 300-350 baht per from location A to B in a cab. But Grab bikes are way cheaper. It will cost you only 60-70 baht. We stayed in a place called Royal Benja Hotel in Sukhumvit area, and if you are gonna search for a place, I would recommend you to go for Sukhumvit because it's the prime area where most of the hotels are present. It's like the touristy place and you have everything available nearby. The metro connectivity is also great. Regarding the budget, it costed us around 4,000 per night, I guess. It will depend upon the season as well. So being vegetarians, food was actually a little task for us to find, and I mostly survived on this. This is called mango sticky rice, as you might have seen on all the reels. It's actually really good, it's very tasty, and the best thing, because I didn't have anything else to survive on in Bangkok, because most of the people didn't know what is vegetarian. We didn't have that issue in Krabi or Phuket or Phi Phi. People know what is vegetarian and they were actually helping us out along with it. Our alternative is, there are a lot of 7-Elevens everywhere. You will find a 7-Eleven for every kilometer. It will be available, and in there were two sandwiches. One was a spinach and cheese sandwich. The other was a plain cheese sandwich, which was like the best breakfast or any evening snack or anything which we could find. So let's get into the budget part for the food. So if you're going to a normal Indian restaurant or a normal Thai restaurant as well where they have vegetarian options, it will cost you around 400 to 500 baht for two people. And if you are going on a street food, you're just having some random food things. So the mango sticky rice was around 80 baht to 120 baht depending upon the place. It differed everywhere. Thailand has really good shopping places, and Bangkok did have really good shopping markets. It is not really that cheap as people think it is, but the quality is really good. It is like the premium shopping streets that what we find here. And I have covered Chatauchak market in Bangkok and Pratunam market. Chatauchak market is a day market and it is not open every day, so whenever you're going, just look into your Google Maps. I think it's closed on Monday and Tuesday, and it's a day market. It's from morning around 10 to evening 6, I guess, and it has everything which you need: shoes, clothes, handbags, souvenirs, everything, and they have food also in between. So it's gonna be a complete day trip if you want to plan it. And Pratunam market is a night market. It is way cheaper than Chataochak market because Pratunam market is a wholesale market. Thailand is a cash country and you have to carry cash everywhere. My recommendation would be carrying a 04x markup card and withdrawing cash from their ATM. Neo Global is one card which I used, and they don't charge any fees up to 3 transactions. They even have an option in their app which shows free ATM charges. Even the other bank from where we are withdrawing the cash won't charge you, so look for it. And another thing is carry your Indian rupees, and there are zero commission places where they exchange money. In a lot of places they exchange Indian rupees as well. Not every place does, but carry your cash just in case. And you can also exchange it in any local currency exchange place, but don't recommend it, don't exchange it in the airport because they actually charge you a lot of forex markup. Debit cards and credit cards are not used everywhere. They are used in a very few places, so plan accordingly. Okay, so let's get into the complete itinerary of Bangkok and all the islands. We spent 4 days in Bangkok. On the first day, it was an overnight flight from like 12 o'clock, and we reached here around 6:37. We were really tired. We stayed back for the afternoon, chilled by the pool, and then evening we went to the biggest mall of Thailand, which is Icon Siam. They have a water show which is very beautiful. I'll try to add a clip in here. And it is around 8:30, as I remember. There was a show around 8:30 and also 9:30, I guess. It is a 15-minute show. It is beautiful. You have to watch it. They had a food festival, coconut food festival going on, which was really good. It's a one good spot, like where you'll spend a lot of time. You have a lot of shopping as well if you want to do it. So after Icon Siam, we went to this rooftop bar called as Tichuca. Tichuca, I have seen it in a lot of reels. I thought it was really good. I was expecting it to be really huge and fun, but it was kind of crowded. It didn't match my expectations. So I would ask you to search for any other rooftop bars. Bangkok has a lot. Search for anything else. Maybe even that would be crowded. I don't know. But this was a little overhyped, I felt. Okay, so day 2 we did the proper touristy things in Bangkok. We covered all the temples and Chinatown and flower market in Bangkok. So the best way to visit all of this is there is a hop on hop off boat in Bangkok, which is through the Chao Phraya river. Look for it. I'll try to add the map here, and also the link I'll put it in the description. You have the tickets also in Klook, which is a little cheaper than what they provide. They let you hop in and hop off any number of times there, and the last boat is around 6:30, 7 o'clock, I guess. We covered Wat Pho, Wat Arun, Chinatown and Flower Market. Grand Palace was closed by then. It closes by 3:30, so plan your day accordingly. Okay, so day 2 we were a little relaxed and lazy, so we covered the Chataochak market. We spent most of the day there, and in the evening we went to this park which was just beside it, which was very pretty. We just relaxed for a bit, and then we went to Khao San Road. It is another street, street food place, and night street where we had a lot of shopping places, a lot of food, lot of bars. It's just a colorful place again, which we covered and then called it a night. On day 4, we went to Sea Life Ocean World in the morning, which is a cute aquarium experience which you have. They have sharks, very huge sharks, and sea mantles, penguins, a lot of different types of fishes. It was a good experience. It was pretty good experience. And after that, we went to Mahanakan Skywalk. The best thing, you have to must do it in Bangkok. It's 78th floor. The views are very beautiful. The sky is pretty. The sunset is pretty, and then you have the skywalk thing where you have a plain glass floor and you're supposed to walk on it. It's a great experience. And then they have a laser show going on inside the Mahanakan skywalk. They have beautiful mirror images, and then you have animals which you can color, and then they show it on the screen, and different laser shows. It's very really good experience. It's worth every penny. We bought our tickets from Klook, which was a little cheaper than what they have provided on the website or what they are selling it for. Then after that we went to Pratunam market, which is like the night market which I just said. And apart from these, what we couldn't cover or you can cover would be Asiatic dinner cruise, which has the dinner. They take a boat throughout the Chao Phraya river. They have a really good buffet dinner, and they have DJ music, and some even have performances on it. We didn't get the time, or we couldn't add it in our itinerary, so we didn't get a chance to go there. There is this another husky cafe where you have a lot of husky dogs. You might have seen like the reels where there are a lot of huskies with which you can click pictures, but they do have timings. There is also Elbe Palace in Bangkok, which I did really want to visit, but when I went there I got to know that it was closed for that day, and also we have to take a prior confirmation, like a reservation for it. So if you wanna go there, plan priorly for it. Krabi, the stay recommendation is in Ao Nang, which is like 30 kilometers from the Krabi International Airport. You find shared cabs, and they actually are way cheaper than Grab if you want to see. So yes, you can go, and they drop you till your hotel. So we went through the same thing, and then Krabi is beautiful. After going through all the hustle and traffic and everything in Bangkok, Krabi was soothing and calm and very pretty. We in the evening we went around the night market in the streets. We rented a scooty, which is something I would recommend, because in Krabi places are very far and you'll get enough time to explore everything. And then we went to this fire show in the evening that night, which is in the rave club, where they have two shows in the night around 8:30 and 9:30. You can also watch it from the beach, or you can go into the club and then watch it. It's a must watch. It's really good. So day 6 we went to this temple called Tiger Cave Temple, which was more of a hike, to be honest. We had to climb 1260 steps. It was pretty steep, but the views were beautiful. It's a calm and soothing temple. It took almost 40 minutes to take the hike, and it's kind of 20 kilometers far away from Ao Nang. We went through the scooty that we have rented before, and the second half, around 12:30, we went for the 7-island tour, which we have pre-booked it in the previous day. You have this booking spots everywhere close by to your hotels. There are information desks available everywhere. You can just go. They have brochures for everything which you want to cover in Krabi close by. I think we paid around 1200 baht per person, which includes your hotel pickup, drop, food for the trip, and unlimited water and snacks and all of that. So we actually covered all these places through a long tail boat. If you want a little luxury, you can go through a speedboat. It is going to cost you a little extra. It depends upon your budget and everything. And from the island tours, Krabi also has a lot of places you want to cover. In the brochures itself, you can see that the Tiger Cave Temple, which we covered, it is actually a day trip, which includes Tiger Cave Temple, Emerald Pool, and also hot springs. But we were staying only for 2 days in Krabi, so we had to just pack it up, and we exchanged everything. So we covered Tiger Cave Temple on day 6 itself. And after the whole island tour, on day 7 in the morning, we booked a private tour only to cover hot springs and Emerald Pool, which is like 50 kilometers and then 70 kilometers far from Ao Nang. So we booked for the whole trip from pick up from our stay to hot springs and then Emerald Pool. From there to drop at the ferry to go to Phi Phi Islands, which were dropped at the ferry, and we took a ferry from Krabi to Phi Phi, which costed us around 200 baht per person, I think so, and we took for almost 2 hours. So depending upon the time what you have, you can also go for speedboat. Speedboat is a little expensive, but you'll go an hour faster. So Phi Phi is the best place which I found throughout the Thailand trip. It is a must stay place. A lot of people don't stay in Phi Phi. They prefer to go from Krabi to Phi Phi, look at it and come back. There are island trips only to just see and come back from Phi Phi, but Phi Phi is very beautiful, and it is a complete party place. So the experience is different and you would want to stay there. When you're booking a stay for the Phi Phi Islands, book for a stay which is closer to the shore where you are getting a ferry, because throughout the island, throughout your stay, when you are staying, you are supposed to walk. There is no transport. Also, Phi Phi Islands have this fire shows at night. Every night it starts around 8 o'clock, I guess, and it goes throughout the night around at least 2 o'clock, and they are really fun. They make you do stunts along with them. There are skippings and there is limbo going on. You get free shots for it if you are doing it correctly. It is really fun. We booked a pirate boat tour for the next day. From Phi Phi Islands, they take you to another few islands again. So this time, instead of a long tail boat, we took a pirate boat, which is kind of a boat party and also a touristy thing going on, which was pretty fun. This was a little expensive than the normal long tail boat. From Phi Phi, the long tail boat costed you only 600 baht per person, and then apart from it, you'll have your national park fees, which was 200 per person, I guess. But this 1500 baht what the boat party people were charging us was including everything. The next day morning, we went to this pretty viewpoint that Phi Phi Islands has. It's actually a sunset point. If you have time, you can plan for a sunset, but it is a beautiful viewpoint. You are supposed to walk for at least 2.5 kilometers, which is kind of steep also, but it is worth every penny. You see the complete islands and also the shore and everything, and they charge you around 50 baht per person even for the viewpoint, so carry your cash. After that, we took a ferry from Phi Phi Islands to Phuket again. It was raining that day, so we didn't really have the time to roam around much. So we just stayed in our hotel, relaxed for that night. So next day morning, we rented a scooty. On that day, we had numerous things to cover in the whole Phuket, and we did. We went to Tiger Kingdom, and then we went to Old Town Phuket. We also went to the beach, and in the evening we went to Bangla Road. In the Bangla Road, we got a lot of souvenirs, and even in Old Town Phuket, we got a lot of souvenirs. In the next day morning, we checked out from the hotel, and we flew back from Phuket to Bangalore. Apart from it, one thing which I felt we missed was, you see this viral video where you see flights going on top of you in the beach, like you can click pictures there. That is Mai Khao beach in Phuket, which I forgot to add in our itinerary. So coming to the must-know things, that our scooty renting would cost you around 250 to 350 baht, depends. You can bargain a little. We got it for 250 baht per day, and they either take 3000 baht for deposit or your passport. Passport is also safe. You don't have to worry so much. Coming to the weather, we went in the month of May, which was a little warm. It is like end of summer and starting of rainy season. We did see rain here and there, but it was not like raining continuously so that we couldn't do anything. The best time to visit Thailand is from October to February. Another recommendation is take your health insurance. Just in case we did take health insurance, I think we took a health insurance by Tata, which costed us around 1200 for 2 people for 11 days. Other few things which I missed in the beginning would be when you are going to a temple, try to wear something which is covering your shoulders and also your knees. If not, few places actually charge you that you are supposed to buy a scarf from them. Few give it for free, but just in case, why take the risk? So wear something which is gonna cover your shoulders and your knees, even for men and women. Okay, so we flew from Bangalore to Bangkok through Thai Lion Air, which was the cheapest flight which we could find, and I would recommend it. No flaws from it. The thing is, they don't provide any luggage, which you'll be paying it separately, but even after paying the luggage, it's still gonna cost you cheaper. So compare accordingly with the other flights. And they don't provide water as well in the flight, which is chargeable, so carry your water as well. So that's it for the video. I think I have covered everything which I knew and which would be helpful for you. So if I have missed anything, you have any doubts, do comment down, and also you can DM me on Instagram, which is Hungry on Wheels, and then I'll try to add all the details which are required throughout the video, which I have mentioned in the description. Look out for the links. Thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.